My name is Cool Trainer AG.
And what you are about to hear is my first announcement video. You may be wondering why at first my voice sounded funny. That's because I was making a gag there, poking fun at how crappy my voice once sounded when I introduced myself the first Soul Silver episode. Since then, I've obviously come a long way in technology. However, more importantly, I've come a long way with viewers since about 3 months ago. Though I have a long way to go before I reach the amount of views, subscriptions, etc. that my inspirations have reached. Like that'll ever happen. Anyways, enough of me rambling about being a future YouTube celebrity at the expense of not having enough calcium in my bones to have a life. Let's get to the point of this announcement. First of all, let me make it clear that from now on, it'll be a general habit of mine to make an announcement video every time I feel something important should be told to my viewers in a long, but hopefully not boring speech. Second of all, we are about to embark on catching a Pokemon with a pretty low catch rate, so I just thought I'd tell you how catch rate works in general, so you don't get confused by what I'm telling you when I inform you of what Pokeballs are best to use in what situation. After all, unlike other narrators, I'm not the type to just show off, trying to catch all my Pokemon in standard Pokeballs and be like, ooh, I can catch my Pokemon in Pokeballs. I'm instead going to do what a walkthrough narrator is supposed to do and show you what's sensible. Because one, I clearly don't have the luck thanks to the recorder's curse, which I'm clearly afflicted with, and I have plenty of unreleased footage coming up that'll prove that theory. And two, I just wouldn't be a good walkthrough narrator if I didn't show you how to truly maximize your chances of catching a Pokemon. So, that said, I'm going to get a bit mathematical here and talk a bit about the formula. Now, I've looked all over the web for a legitimate catch rate formula, and to tell you the truth, they all seem flawed in my opinion. However, the one that I think is the most reliable is the formula Cerebi offers, and a link I'll give in my video description. Here's how the catch rate works. Now, the first thing to understand about this formula is that a catch value of 255 or more means the Pokemon is automatically caught. Otherwise, it has to go through the shaking process, which is determined by a complex formula that I don't feel like explaining because we want to know the percentage the Pokemon is caught, not the percentage of how many shakes it has. So yeah, besides, I don't think the explanation in Cerebi.net explains it well. Speaking of not great explanations, Cerebi says to divide your capture value by 256, and then presumably multiply it by 100 to get the percent value. What's confusing is that although it says the catch value of 255 guarantees capture, dividing such by 256, technically speaking, does not guarantee capture. So I assume that the game rounds any decimal in the percent, since I don't see any other way of this making sense. Anyways, let me explain individually the terms in the formula, since they all deserve an explanation, and need one, for you to understand it. The HP terms basically explain themselves though. However, when I give a Pokemon its HP, in reality I have no clue as to what its current HP is, unless I use False Swipe or something. And definitely I have no clue as to what its max HP is. I'm just merely giving a basic estimate of its max HP by calculating the HP through a formula for the HP stat that Bulbapedia gives, with the average IV, which would be 15.5, since IVs vary from 0 to 31 for a Pokemon. The catch rate is a number between 0 and 255 that an individual Pokemon has, which you'll simply find out in both Cerebi and Bulbapedia if you look up the Pokemon. The higher the catch rate, the easier it is to catch. The ball modifier is simply a multiplicative modifier that the type of ball you're using has. Check Cerebi or Bulbapedia to see what the modifier is in what circumstance for each type of Pokeball. The only exception to this rule are the second-gen Pokeballs that do not have a ball modifier. Instead, they directly change the Pokemon's catch rate as said in their description, up to the highest possible catch rated Pokemon can have, which is 255. Because remember, the maximum catch rated Pokemon can have is 255. However, it does not matter much, since a Pokemon with a catch rate of 255 is almost guaranteed to be caught at a reasonably low health anyways. The status modifies the catch value depending on what the status condition is, or if the Pokemon even has a status condition. Without the status condition, that modifier simply times 1, obviously enough. However, burned, poisoned, and paralyzed Pokemon have a times 1.5 modifier, while asleep and frozen Pokemon have a times 2 modifier. That's pretty much how that whole equation works. However, my main issue with it is that going by that equation, I have approximately an 85% chance of catching Unknown at 1 hit point with no status condition on it. I've attempted to catch the Unknown in this way 27 times, as you saw in my earlier videos, plus a couple more times off camera just to see if it would ever freaking break free. And I have yet to see an Unknown break free at 1 hit point with no status condition. With an 85% probability, however, it should have broken free at least once by now. That said, I've every reason to believe that the formula isn't completely right, and a bit of an underestimate of the actual probability. Or I'm just getting really lucky, which I doubt, because I'm just unlucky like that. Choose what to believe, but for now on, I'll give you the percent chance to catch a Pokemon with a given type of Pokeball using this formula anyways. Plus post the formula in every video description of an episode I attempt to catch a Pokemon with a low catch rate just for your convenient reference. Personally, I think Cerebi has the formula arrangement right concerning how the status conditions and Pokeball modifiers affect the basic catch rate, and rather it's HP that's a little skewed, hence why my Unknown experiences don't match the formula. So I think my advice about what Pokeball to use with this formula in mind is more or less accurate, since the HP has no effect on which Pokeball is better. That's all I have to say in this announcement video. Hope you enjoy my next couple Soul Silver episodes to come. Bye.